Pope Benedict XVI, Pope Emeritus, whatever that means, will join in on the consecration. This was reported and then confirmed by Archbishop Georg Genswein. And then Ed Penton, who I always trust, had a tweet today. I think it's interesting that Genswein added, but we're waiting to find out if it will be public or private. My guess is that Benedict XVI would like to do it in public. That's my guess. I think what that means is Genswein says, well, I've got to call over to Pope Francis's people over at Santa Marta and say, hey, do you want us to bring Benedict XVI out publicly or not? In other words, do you want to be seen, Francis, as the presider, as the ecclesiastical vicar of Christ, the keeper of the keys, or are you going to open that up to Benedict, have a little active, passive papacy, which is something I don't believe in, but it's something Genswein's talked about in the past. All confusion. Because obviously, to all the Beni Plenists, those are the people who believe that the See of Peter is plena, is full, is filled with Benedict XVI, not Francis. I would think for the position to be consistent, it must be, if Benedict is the real pope, I'm using hypotheticals here, follow me. If Benedict is the pope, comma, then he should preside and lead the consecration, obviously. Problem is, if you do believe that Benedict XVI is the pope, well then for the last 9 years, he hasn't been presiding at anything. For Benedict to abdicate, his declaratio, of course, we've talked about it over and over. He resigns the ministerium, the ministry of St. Peter, but he didn't mention the munus. That's a problem. It's confusing. When Christ suffered in his passion and when he was crucified, that happened in a confusing situation under a double high priesthood. Caiaphas and Annas. See, the way God set it up with Moses and Aaron as the very first high priest, there's only one high priest. There's only supposed to be one high priest, not two. But in the illegal proceedings that condemned Jesus Christ, that led to him being crucified under Pontius Pilate, that was done under a manipulated dual priesthood. In fact, John's gospel even says, I can't remember the exact wording, but it's like when Annas and Caiaphas were high priests. Well, how can you have two? How can you have two? So maybe it is, if we're entering into the passion of the church, just as Christ went through the passion, now the body goes through the passion. This is all related to the end times, the apocalypse, the coming of the Antichrist and all that. Could it be, might it be, that we have this confusion over two men wearing white papal cassocks and white papal zucchettos and rings and all this? I don't know. But there's something apocalyptic. And this is what makes me think about the death of Benedict XVI, because it's sort of this strange and weird parenthesis in the church right now. Generally, Francis is not well liked. I've heard that this is the case in Rome. It's in the case of Italy. It's in the case in Germany, even though they're liberal. It's certainly the case in America. But everyone's sort of reserving their words, reserving their judgments. And I can't tell you how many conversations I've had with priests, laymen, who say, well, yeah, I mean, maybe Benedict still is Pope. There can't be two popes, two vicars of Christ. In fact, when Pope Liberius was Pope during the Arian crisis, the Emperor Constantius II, son of Constantine, he was an Arian heretic, horrible man. Well, there's different stories on it, but there was imposed on Rome. Liberius was exiled. They brought in Felix II. The Romans said there is one faith, one baptism, one bishop. In other words, they said you can't have two popes. You can't have Liberius over there exiled and then Felix II in Rome. No. It doesn't work like that. You got one faith, one baptism, and one bishop. And they meant one pope. Bishop of Rome. That's what they were talking about. So there can't be two. That's one of the confusing things about Archbishop Ganswein. You read his stuff. It's just this German bifurcation. And I think that was in Ben XVI's mind as well. You know, he thought he could bifurcate the Roman Rite. Ordinary form, extraordinary form. He could bifurcate the papacy. Active role, passive role. I don't know about that.